Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Laterans and lords, welcome to another episode of Clarifying Catholicism. You're watching part 12 of a series on the history of the Ecumenical Councils according to the Catholic Church. Much of this information was gathered from Joseph Kelly's The Ecumenical Councils of the Catholic Church, a History. So, if you want an in-depth dive into these topics, make sure to pick up a copy of this book. To see the rest of our episodes, check out our playlist in the description. Without further ado, on to the show. Last episode, we discussed how the primary aim of ecumenical councils in the early Middle Ages was to curb corruption and reform the clergy. While the First Lateran Council successfully stopped kings and emperors from investing bishops with any spiritual authority, a practice which had led to much corruption in the clergy, there was still much work to be done. There was a great tension between the Pope and the many rulers and families who were embittered by the First Lateran Council's reforms. Knowing that Pope Honorius II was about to die, and bent on seeing the visions of reform inaugurated by Pope Gregory, see the last episode, a group of pro-Gregorian reformists planned to elect the next pope immediately the night after Honorius died to pass their reforms. So, when Honorius died in 1130, Pope Innocent II was elected immediately the next morning without the attendance of many cardinals, who were rightfully upset by this move. Those cardinals who were not present held their own election. They elected Anacletus II, and there were two popes. Despite the fact his election was held later than his counterparts, Anacletus gathered more support than Innocent, so the latter fled to France. Fortunately for Innocent, he received the support of one of the most well-respected theologians of his time, Bernard of Clairvaux. This helped him win the approval of France and England, and he also gained the support of Lothar, king of the Germans. Innocent then crowned Lothar, king of the Germans, as emperor in Rome. But once the emperor returned to Germany, Anacletus' supporters made Innocent flee the city. Eventually, Anacletus died, and his successor hardly found any support. Even though Anacletus was dead, Innocent called an ecumenical council in the Lateran Cathedral to definitively declare that Anacletus was never the Pope. And that brings us to the end of the Second Lateran Council. Hope you enjoyed the episode. See you next time.